You're listening to Turi Writer's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. 2 vacations, one mine, one Marcy's, and the suitcases are getting rather full. Plus, there's all those tiny bottles. Don't look now, but I think they just confiscated your sandwich. I'm guessing we're both in get out of town mode. Is that accurate?
Oh, yeah. That's extremely accurate.
What is going on at your mountain home? Are you on the 5th packing of your suitcase now?
I was just going to get ready to, and then I remembered I had an appointment. So it's all behind me on the floor.
Has the dog upended it again?
No,
You upended it on
everything
the floor.
out of it.
Oh, okay. It was you. You're the unpacker.
Me this time.
Oh, maybe last time in your sleep you went in and unpacked your whole suitcase and just threw it all over the floor.
My goal is to get it where it will close.
Ah, that's a laudable goal. Yes. You may have had the experience of getting on a plane with a suitcase that's sort of leaking.
I never leak.
I've had the experience where I think I'll just be able to stuff some things in that one rollerboard bag and it doesn't quite close. So I don't quite close it. So then I go to put it over my head in the overhead compartment and I forget that the zipper isn't quite zipped and I'm shoving the darn thing in and whoops. And when you really are shoving something hard, I believe there's some law of physics about things that equal force in the opposite direction. So when whatever it is flies out, it flies out of the overhead compartment with a rather large amount of force.
Have you ever gotten a concussion?
No, but I think I nearly gave a nice little lady a lump one time. It's usually, I mean, I think most of this was before the days of the tiny little liquids limit. I bought a rather large and less costly Vitabath shower gel. For a long time, there was only one form of shower gel. This is going to take people like history lessons. There was only, you can't believe this now because any hotel you go to, there are these tiny little things of shower gel that are more bottle than gel. However, once upon a time, it was a novel concept, shower gel, and only one company really made it. And so you would buy this product, and it was expensive, and you would jam it in your suitcase, you being me, and you'd stuff it up there, and if something went wrong, woo, out it would fly. And they were rather heavy because they were solid, thick liquid, and you could really hurt somebody with a flying bottle of shower gel. Don't ask me how I know this because I've already told you.
I'm fighting with this new small bottle law, actually.
Yeah? How much hair product do you really need?
A lot. It's going to be, I'm going to the ocean, and it's going to be humid. And I'm going to have like this giant Michael Jackson circa 1980 afro, which is very uncomfortable in
It's
hot weather.
uncomfortable? Wait, it's uncomfortable? Why?
Because your hair gets thicker when it's curlier.
Oh.
And it's more on your neck.
Oh.
I just need lots of special stuff.
Always. Oh, you've always needed lots of special stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
That's how I look so good.
Yes.
So, but these little bottles that you have to fit everything into is not going to last me for 10 or 11 days. There's no way.
What, you're not checking luggage?
What about when you have to go through customs?
They care about how much hair product you have in
I don't know what they care about.
It's funny you should mention that because when you travel, different countries care about different things.
Yeah.
Like, weirdly, Canada, which is where we're going next week, cares about, wait for it, sausages. That is what
it's Canada.
That is what they care about. Do not bring in any sausages.
But it's kosher, eh?
You can't explain that to the border guard. Kids will do ridiculous stuff like argue with customs. Adults, that's kind of how you know you've grown up. You cease arguing with anyone with a badge. You just don't.
I have this massive list of what we can't bring.
Oh,
that I have to keep consulting.
what can't you bring to
Well,
Belize?
well, let me get my list up here because it's
Yeah,
more than my brain can
I want to
handle.
know what you can't bring to Belize because I think sausages tops any list of things you can't bring anywhere. I mean, what do people like stick a big charcuterie board in their carry-on? What exactly were they worried about? And the weird, like in California, they have like a border there that you're not supposed to cross with live animals, fruit, or house plants, which of course nobody pays any attention to the live animal thing because your house pet. I don't know if it applies to dogs and cats. It applies to certain animals that could be pests, like gerbils. Like if you have a favorite gerbil, you can't bring it to California, which makes me wonder if on the border of Nevada they have roaming herds. What do you call a whole bunch of gerbils? Like a flock of gerbils, a herd of gerbils wandering the California border, like the
They
people on the other
gaggle.
side of the Rio Grande waiting to get in, and if there's like an app for them that they have to apply because they're not allowed in because they will destroy crops apparently in California if they get in. So what if you come with your kid's pet gerbil and this has to happen all day long. But here's the weird thing about the border in California. They're rigid when they're there. But I would say about 19 hours out of every 24, they're not there. They're just not
Yeah,
there. So they have a sign up and you can just not read it. And bring your gerbil if you need to, or your houseplant, or your orchid,
or your husband,
or your
or
husband, the wildlife husband. Yes. So, what have you found your list?
well, I found the tiny one. I didn't find this great big, huge, giant one that the airline sent me.
Uh,
But this tiny one says that obvious stuff: deadly weapons, guns, explosive ammo.
yeah,
No plants,
yeah.
no meat, no milk, no poultry, no counterfeit money. Oh no, I'm screwed.
Dear.
No counterfeit money, no porn.
Wait, I have to know. Can you bring like your kid's Monopoly game to if you're in a cabin in Belize, or does that count
Probably
it?
not.
Corner
But we're
counter.
not taking any kids, so
Oh, you can skip the Monopoly game then.
yes,
Okay. Or if your kids are really hooked on Monopoly, you could make your own counterfeit money for Monopoly.
exactly.
Right. You can bring
But here's
paper.
one
You can
that's
bring
right
paper.
up.
Wait, you can bring paper, right? Paper, pencil.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. All right, keep going.
Ham. You can't bring ham.
Huh. Well, darn the luck. What is the problem with it? It's the same thing
It
with
doesn't
Canada,
say.
probably. It's the same. It's the Canada thing. I'll
Yeah.
betcha. Yeah.
You can only take one single lighter,
Okay.
which is weird, and it has to be on your carry-on. It can't be packed in your luggage.
Oh yeah, they don't want it to explode.
Is that it?
I
I
think
mean, these
so.
little tiny lighters.
I think so. Can you bring matches?
It doesn't say anything about matches.
Do they have matches in Belize?
I I've never been there.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah, it's
I
I
mean,
have no
they have to have
idea.
matches. What a stupid question I just asked you. Because
And what a stupid answer I just
I
gave
just,
you.
I mean, you have to have matches. What do they expect? People in Belize are like pounding rocks together? What do they think? What did I think that they had to do to light something up? All right, what else?
Now I lost my list,
Oh no.
but it was a lot of weird
I
stuff.
want to know the weird stuff that you can't bring to Belize because it's sooner at some point, you're going to hit hair product and then you'll have to cancel your trip.
That would be so awful. That would be so
What would
awful.
be worse, canceling your trip or 10 days without hair product?
Well, canceling my trip, of course.
Oh, okay, just checking.
It's my husband would definitely go without me. Oh wait, I know. I know how to find it. I think that I sent it to him because he he is the more likely to pack something that would get us in trouble.
While you're looking, I have to talk about something else. It's political, but not. Okay.
Yeah.
The Democratic convention is in Chicago as we record this.
Yes.
And whatever you think of the convention, first of all, my first observation is that this is a really big city, because I would say 80-90% of the Chicago population is just sort of avoiding the area around the United Center. And except if you go to some place where they're having a function, like a museum. I went to the History Center yesterday, where they had some sort of function and there were people with credentials. You would just never even know that it's happening unless you go to the place, which is interesting on a number of levels, including people who come to protest. If they don't get on television, really nobody knows they're there. The people inside the convention don't see them, and the people outside the convention are miles away. So have fun, whatever you're protesting. You're protesting for a camera, and make sure you have a lot of hair products. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, no matter which side of the political spectrum you may be on, there's been a lot of conversation about the Democratic presidential candidate's laugh. And I started thinking about laughs, and my laugh is a little bit odd. It's kind of like a low guffaw. And I can only mention this. Would you describe my laugh as a low guffaw? Unless I really lose it, and then all bets are off. But I know that this person will never, ever listen to the podcast, so I am pleased to be able to secretly say this. I recently had met a friend of the spousal units who has a laugh that to me is so objectionable that if I were dating him, I would have to rule him out the second he laughed. He's got a laugh that goes something like this. I don't know how anyone could spend a lifetime listening to I can't even do it without choking. Have you noticed back in the day, many years ago when you were dating, that you held somebody's laugh into the calculation? You put it in the calculation about whether they were dateable or not?
No. I mean, I've gone out with guys that never laugh. That was a red flag to me.
Yeah, that's probably bad. Not good if they never laugh. You can change your laugh. You can't change your voice too much. A little bit you can, but you can change your laugh.
How can you change your laugh? Isn't that just kind of something that comes out spontaneously?
Well, that's a good question. At some point, I suppose you hit the lack of control, but I think for most people, until they get the point where the school lunch milk carton comes out their nose, I think you have some control over it. The spousal unit has recently developed a habit of laughing while talking, and I find it frustrating because he's laughing at something he's saying, and I don't know what he's saying because he's laughing through it. It's driving me bananas. He's cracking himself up, and I have no idea what he's talking about, and I'm starting to feel like a complete maniac, and I'm getting very grouchy. Like today, I just tried to nip it in the bud by saying, I'm in a really grouchy mood. I have no rope. Don't make any jokes. And it was less about listening to the jokes and more about being frustrated that I don't know what he's laughing about because he's talking and laughing at the same damn time. And maybe I should laugh at his jokes more so that he doesn't feel he has to do it. I don't know what to do about this. Anyway, yeah. So, the list.
Don't bring live bees in your suitcase to police.
No, really? No live bees?
No live bees.
Well, that pretty much puts the kibosh on the whole vacation then if you can't bring any live bees. And it has such a nice ring to it.
That's true, but still.
This list is so exhaustive. I have a feeling it's going to take more than one podcast to stuff it in. Kind of like your suitcase.
There you go.
Thanks for listening to the Turi Writers She Said What podcast. Since you've made it to the end, you might want to know that my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air, is not only available in print, but now also in complete audiobook form, narrated by me and available on Audible.